Good afternoon from Houston, Texas. We're here to answer any questions for y'all. Sorry I showed up and opened up a few minutes late here. But we got some good news. You may have seen my video late last night. I wanted to share it with y'all as soon as I could. But right now, if you haven't seen it, the news is that the House of Representatives passed last night not one, but two bills. And that is for the American Dream and Promise Act, H.R. 6. And the other one is the Farm Workforce Modernization Act. So those are two big bills. But as you know, the House of Representatives has a slight majority to the Democrats. So it's a much easier pathway to pass through the House of Representatives. The difficult pathway is through the Senate because there's only 50 Democrat senators and there's 100 total. So, of course, if you have any questions aside from the Congress situation or any proposals, if you're stuck in a situation where you're abroad and they're not processing your case, we're happy to check any of the wait times to give you any kind of indication if your consulate is open. So we're happy to answer those type of questions as well. And for some reason, if we're not able to answer your question on this live show for 30 minutes, please go ahead and fill out the intake form down below in the description box. And let's see here. We're always welcome to call in, or you can find us on WhatsApp on this number. But you can call or text this number. There's our main line, 346-330-5888. But yeah, this live show is really to answer any questions for y'all. But in the meantime, I will go ahead to see if there's any update with any announcements from Department of State, because I know that's usually the main question for most of y'all. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, if you have a case pending abroad and you're wondering if it's open or not, the consulate post, let me know in the comments which consulate that is specifically, and I'm happy to look it up for you. Hi, love. Your question is, you're waiting for an approved I-1. You have an approved I-130, okay, in December 17th, 2020. It's been saying they've been actively reviewing your account. What does that mean? Okay, well, I'm assuming you mean you've looked at on the uscis.gov website. I would not rely on what it says on the website. I know it sounds strange to say that because they're trying to be more proactive and do things online and electronic filing. But unfortunately, it's the truth. It's a hit or miss on the online case status. So number one, if it's approved, your I-130, assuming it took at least 5-6 months to process to a decision, and you receive the official notice in the mail, it almost feels like money, but it's an 8.5 by 11 paper. If it says approved, the next step is for, assuming your significant other, your in this situation, I-130, your spouse is abroad, the National Visa Center is supposed to email you the new NVC case number. So NVC stands for National Visa Center. You may have seen that online, but usually it takes about 1 or 2 months for them to do that. So if they haven't done that, then you want to be proactive and find, let me see if I can find the website. Let's see here. You want to contact National Visa Center. Okay, we will provide you the website. The best thing to do is fill out the intake form down below. If you have already and we haven't provided you this website, send us a text. We'll just text it to you, because you can basically, contact NVC, and then, in this situation, actually, it'd be contacting USCIS if you have not received the NVC case number. Okay, and you want to tell USCIS to transfer your case to the National Visa Center for that case number. Okay. So it won't be the same as your receipt number with the I-130 petition. So hopefully that helps, love. Hopefully that answers your question. Hi, Tuma. Nice to see you. Good afternoon to you. Yeah, you're okay. You're waiting to get approved for your petition. Okay, your PD is 11/27/2020. Okay, so of course, depending which service center is located, assuming yours is based on spouse, those take less time than, for example, through a F4 category or sibling preference category. So that usually would take this, other than what the timetables say online, the estimated processing time is usually, and at least with our firm, is about 5 to 6 months. So it looks like you're almost getting there. Maybe 1 or 2 more months for you. So just keep track at least once a month. Hi, Owen. Are they going to vote for the DREAM Act bill this month or next month? I haven't seen any announcement in terms of, if you mean from the Senate. I do expect them to have some internal negotiations and then to figure out what they're going to do, right? Because if the what I mean by internal negotiation, number one, is they see which Republicans are even on board, right? There should be several if it's only the DREAM Act, because I just watched a video of Senator Durbin from Illinois yesterday. I think he mentioned, every time he talks about the DREAM Act, he mentions a dreamer, their story. And I believe yesterday he just mentioned his over 200th dreamer story. So, and he filed the DREAM Act proposal, his first time doing that. This is fifth time, in 2001. So it's been 20 years. How ridiculous is this? So hopefully by now, you would think that there are at least 5 Republicans on board, so that we just need 5 more for the DREAM Act. Now, the other thing to think about, though, is there are a lot more people, millions more people, that do not qualify for the DREAM Act. So that's why the U.S. Citizenship Act or proposal, and also the bill proposal for essential workers, are also very important. So I know I mentioned this in a previous video that I prefer that they focus on the Citizenship Act proposal. However, I also understand that will take longer, much longer. It may even take the end of the year if they want to only focus on the Citizenship Act. And as you know, historically with elections, unfortunately, better or worse, on the midterm elections every 2 years after the presidential election, the majority of one party, or let's say majority of Senate or majority House, usually flips to the other side, the opposition party of the president. So that's why Democrats understand we have less than 2 years to get going. So they're doing more of a piece by piece situation. Then we call it piecemeal legislation. So get in what we can first. So it's a different strategy than what President Obama did. And so at least there's some traction, because if there was nothing going on, then of course everyone would blame Biden, even though he can't do anything about this right now by himself. So hopefully that answers your question, Owen, gives you a little more context there. Okay, let's see here. Oh, let me know where y'all watching from. I know some of y'all have been watching several times, so you're watching almost every time. I appreciate that. But if you're new to our channel, please let us know where you're watching from. Let's see here. Sancha, nice to see you. Thank you. One will vote for 11 million. Yes, I just answered that. For me, my prediction in general is the more serious traction movement that's more publicly available. I think that will happen in the summertime. So because today's March 19th, it's only been 2 months since Biden took the oath to become president. Okay, love, I see your second comment here. Your I-130 has not been approved. Okay, well, that makes more sense. So like I said earlier, it usually takes 5 to 6 months if this is a spouse-based application petition. Of course, it depends on your service center. And to know which service center, you would look at, I believe, yes, at the bottom left of your receipt notice. Okay, and that is important, because then you can look online at the uscis.gov website, and click, usually it's in the middle section on the right, case processing time. Okay, so hopefully that helps. All right. Oh, Tuma, you're out in Texas, or your spouse is? Wonderful. Since we're in Houston, Texas, I used to be based out of Dallas. Now we're in Houston for the last couple of years. I still have an office, satellite office in Dallas with a of-counsel attorney. So if anyone's out there, we're happy to help you. We also have of-counsel office in New York, by the way, New York City. So if you need assistance there. But even if I don't have a physical office in a location where you're at, that's okay. We do represent clients in all 50 states of America. And if it's a situation where you have a court case, you obviously would need someone in person when the pandemic is, quote unquote, over and a lot more people, majority of people are vaccinated. We do have attorneys that we know of in different cities. So, or if we don't, we're happy to look for you. We just did that yesterday for someone that needed a lawyer in Miami for a court case. So, but so far the cases who are court cases who are undetained, meaning non-detained, meaning they are, you're out and about, able to live at home, not in the detention center. They're still postponed, I believe, at least until the middle of April. And they usually update that every couple weeks. And we definitely update that on our Instagram account, which you can find. It's Green Card Guys. So very easy, just like this channel. Okay, Tommy, on to your question. You filed the U visa back September 2019 for, 3 robberies happened to you. Wow, I'm very sorry that happened. That's one too many times. And after filing, got robbed again. Okay, and the guy's in jail. My goodness, well, okay, well, I would file, I'm sure you did this, but yeah, get a police report for every single incident. And then you filed your visa in September 2019. Okay, well, that's good. Well, hopefully you don't get any kind of request for evidence. I've heard of stories where the USCIS will send a request for evidence for U visa. And sometimes that's because the certification form, the 918B, was signed, but it was over 6 months from the time of filing. So it's only that certification form 918B is only valid for 6 months. So you have to file that form along with everything else before the 6 months expires. That is very important. So that's just something to keep in mind, Tommy. I don't know if that happened in your situation, but I just want to share that because your case has been pending so long already, almost 2 years, a year and a half. And also that, and you got robbed again. So you may have a situation where doesn't hurt to ask for another certification, to be honest, because you don't know what's going to happen with the your current case. Let's see here, and especially if it's a different person that has done this. But you might want to speak to. I'm sure there's a lot more concerns I have for you, but I'm sure that's not your question right now. How do you send the news reports? Okay, to USCIS. So yeah, we usually wait until they send a request for evidence. I guess that's why I mentioned in the first place. We usually wait until they send a request for evidence because they might not need it. If you write it already, I'm sure you already had the certification form signed. For us, we provide clients a checklist, right? A through Z, everything we need. If the client is not able to provide the checklist, unfortunately, there are situations where we do expect USCIS to send a request for evidence. So assuming you've done that, Tommy, for our, like I said, our practice is that we don't like to provide the government more than they need. So in knowing how the government is and the post office right now being slow with everything, and they're just not coordinating, right? Because, I'm sure you heard the delays in receiving the receipt notice or any kind of notice, that there's been an issue with that. So we don't know if it's an issue with post office or issue with USCIS, but it sounds like it's both, to be honest. So anyway, that I would just hold on to those until they send you another document called RFE, Request for Evidence. Okay, Tuma, you're welcome. Kareem, I feel like I've I feel like I saw your question before the other day because, or at least someone mentioned C1D, so that's the crewman visa. And how long will it take to file 45 here, get married in the U.S. for 4 years? Now your professional advice. Well, I can tell you C1D, as far as I know, Kareem, is that you cannot adjust status. You cannot get a green card if you're currently here overstayed on a C1D. That's the law. If you want me to check for you to verify that, if there's an exception, please fill out the intake form down below, okay? I won't be able to do that right now on the spot on the live show since a lot of people have questions. And your question is more in depth, but the general rule is that you cannot adjust status based on a C1D. Of course, I could be wrong, to be honest, but that's why if you don't mind, fill out the intake form, and our team is happy to research that. Okay, well, I see your second comment. Wait for a new law like HR 168 to bar. Well, I mean, that's the thing, right? I mean, you could wait, right? But if you're not eligible to even file for or to apply for adjustment in the first place, that's you don't want to be waiting around for that anyway. In general, you just have to come up with a different strategy. And here's your third comment. Confusion to take decisions, especially you don't want to leave to get interviewed through consulate. I agree with you, sir. I'm sorry, I don't know if your gender actually, but your name's Kareem. So Kareem, fill out the intake form. Let us do the research for you. We're happy to assist you with that. Okay. Let's see here. Jewel, my friend, I see you again. Can I tell you when MVC is starting for Jamaica? Well, Jewel, do you have your NVC case number? If you were watching earlier, I was discussing with someone earlier about if you don't have your NVC number, then you want to call USCIS. Okay, let me see if I can put in their number. Okay, well, the USCIS number is on your receipt notice on the bottom left, I believe. If you can't find it on your receipt notice, you can look online. You know what? Let me just find it right now for you. Okay. Well, it is 1-800-375-5283. That is the USCIS contact number. 1-800-375-5283. That is one way to check. That's the first way I would do, and that's what I've done to check with them to get the NVC case number. The USCIS won't give it to you, but it's really to specifically ask USCIS to transfer your file to the National Visa Center so that NVC can create the case number for you. Okay. So hopefully that helps, Joel. Maybe your question might be more detailed, and then please let me know in the comments. Hi, Tommy. Okay, so this is your second comment. How long does I-192 waiver take to get approved with file with U visa case? Okay, September 2020, his fingerprints were done. Well, okay, let me check the processing time for you. And I'm going to uscis.gov website. This one does take a long time. Long time, at least a couple years from what I recall last checking on this one. 912. Mm-hmm, 912. Okay, well, for some reason I can't find the case processing time on this. Let's see here. Okay, I might have to check a different website, but I won't be able to check now. I'm pretty sure I saw it before, but right now it's not showing up that form number. But I do remember it for a different client. Last time we checked it specifically, it was taking at least a year or 2 years. But I wouldn't be, it's definitely a concern, right? The processing time. But in general, the U visa case is what I meant to mention this time earlier, but U visa cases, there's a backlog of at least 5 years in general. Okay, so Maybe that's why they're not trying to expedite the processing for the 192 anyway, because the U visa in general is taking a much longer time. So that's probably why. Tuma, you're watching from Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona. Oh, okay, good deal. And your spouse is in Kenya. Your service center is in Texas. Okay, I got you. No worries. I thought we had some Texas love, but it's all right. But if anyone is from Texas watching, or even if you are watching abroad, but you got a family member in Texas, please let me know in the comments. I greatly appreciate it. You're welcome, Tommy. Try to guide y'all as best I can, because I get it. Sometimes you just have that one question, and it may not be worth it might be easier to ask over on the live show. But of course, you have more detailed question, or you have more questions, you're welcome to schedule an appointment. Of course, call or text that number. You can fill out the intake form down below, or other way is to schedule an appointment using this website link. This is where you can, if you want more time, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, we do have those available for paid consultation. But we do also have, you may have heard me mention this earlier, we do also have a free offer for you, friends. If you are watching us, subscribed us on YouTube, or you liked our Facebook page, free offer for y'all. 15 minutes to discuss your case, ask your one question with our legal team. Usually it'll be me, but if I'm not available, we'll have another attorney available for you. But that's our free offer for you because you're watching the show. So we greatly appreciate it. All right, let's get to the next question. Oh, Gonzalo, Minneapolis, Minnesota. I hope everything's going okay over there. I always feel like I'm hearing something from the news, of course, because of the unfortunate murder of George Floyd. Alma, nice to see you. Sunita, I agree with you. If you watched my video from late last night, I do agree with you that the proposals need to include essential workers. Y'all been putting yourselves on the line during the pandemic this past year and a half. So I guess a year. Yeah, a year. And y'all definitely need to be included in the bill. Texas Service Center. Okay. I think yours is I-130. Okay, love. Let's see what we got here. All right, let me see if I can share my screen. Okay, give it a second here. All right. So let me make it a little bigger. All righty. So this is under the Texas Service Center for I-130 for I'm assuming for spouse, right? Okay, here we go. Well, now it's estimated a little bit longer than I told you, but usually for us it's 5 to 8 months. But here it says 9 to 12 months. That doesn't always. So this is for U.S. citizen filing for a spouse, parent, or child under 21. Now, even though it says 9 to 12 months, for example, it doesn't mean it will actually take 9 to 12 months. It's an estimate. And usually the 12-month mark towards the end really means it's just a couple of cases that for some reason take a long time. But that doesn't, maybe for background check reasons that they need to verify again. But that doesn't mean most cases take 12 months or most cases take 9 months. I've had petitions approved in less time. So hopefully that doesn't cause any fear or concern, okay? I do want to share my screen again, though, because some people ask, how do you submit an inquiry, or when can we do that? In the past, before President Trump administration, it was difficult. I mean, before Trump administration, there wasn't really a rule of when to, or time period of when to submit an inquiry, but now there is under Trump administration, and I'm sure it will continue under the Biden administration. Honestly, it does streamline the cases a little bit. I'm sure it does internally, but the problem is with these longer range time estimation, it forces us to really wait a long time to submit inquiries. So they do need to improve the process. So here it is. If you see on the right side, the receipt date for a case inquiry. So for example, in Love's case, I believe, let's see, what did Love say earlier about, okay, assuming you filed it December 17th, 2020, then, okay, based on this, it's saying people that have a receipt date before April 2nd, 2020, you can submit an inquiry. Okay, you can do that online. All right, you don't need a lawyer for that. I'm going to create another video to discuss this for others as well. But April 2nd, 2020, you can submit inquiry. You can check your case you can check your case status online, of course, but as I mentioned earlier, that's not always accurate. But like in Love's situation, if it's receipt date of, I think it was November 2020, then Love has to wait, if my math is correct, less than 7 months to submit inquiry. So it's pretty ridiculous. That's a long time. All right, so hopefully that helps. Okay, Agnes, you're from Ghana. When are they going to start the DV Lottery Winners 2021 interview? I haven't seen anything personally on that. To be honest, I don't focus too much on DV Lottery situation because that's not our that's not part of our cases. But let me see if I can check that real quick for you if there's any update about that. Okay. Let's see here. Let me see if there's any announcements from the State Department on that, Agnes. Appreciate you watching from Ghana. Okay, in the meantime, let's see if there's any question I can answer quickly. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so let me share my screen so y'all have an idea where I'm looking. I'm not just making anything up here, you know that. Okay, visa appointment wait times. So again, if you're abroad and you're waiting to get an idea if your consulate is open, let me know. All right, but I have Manila's default here because that's the last one I checked. It's open because they're having all other non-immigrants and student visas, visitor visas within 5 calendar days after you submit application. So, or exchange visitor visa, but visitor visa itself is the 999 calendar days. Okay, so in the meantime, let's see here. For Agnes, your question, let's see here about the news. Immigrate. Okay. Okay, diversity visa. Let's see if it says anything over here about that. Okay, shares the steps. Yeah, so the interview, as you know, is really one of the last steps. So you're getting there. Sometimes they provide an update on specific pages. I don't see it here. But what I recommend, just like any case, is that Agnes, contact your consulate, you're in Ghana, and really just ask them. They might give you the runaround, but at least you've tried, okay, on asking them. Let's see here. Let's see if there's any update here. So for you, Agnes, DV 2021 entrants have until September 30th, 2021 to check the status of your entry through the website. So Agnes, if you don't know this website, you're welcome to fill out the intake form down below. Okay. And we'll email it to you. All right, but I don't see anything about DV specific on this page. Okay, I'm going to look somewhere else. No, it doesn't say anything on the right side about that. Okay. But by the way, since I'm on this page, March 11th, they did post about expansion of interview waiver eligibility. Okay. From last I read, this is for people who already had the interview, But let's see here. Specifically, Secretary Antony Blinken, after consulting with DHS, temporarily expanded the ability for consular officers to waive the in-person interview requirement for individuals applying for non-immigrant visa in the same classification. So basically, all this is for people who already had a visa before in the same visa. Okay, so specifically it says previously only those applicants whose non-immigrant visa expired within 24 months were eligible for interview waiver. So basically, he extended this to 48 months as a temporary basis. This policy is in effect for December 31st, 2021. Okay, so this is for non-immigrant visas, which should include K1, but I know a lot of people are having difficulty for K1 because you haven't had an interview at all. Okay, so I know that's an issue. That's definitely a concern. And so if you're in a situation where you haven't had an interview, my friends, please let us know. Fill out the intake form down below. Give us a call. Text us at the number scrolling at the bottom of the screen because we are acting on it. Okay, we just filed a lawsuit today actually for a consulate in China. I'm getting tired of it. My clients are getting tired of it. I'm sure you're getting tired of waiting. So let's get on with it. Let's sue the government because why wait? If it's been more than a year and there's still no action on the consulate website or no news, they haven't updated you, and you emailed them also, which I recommend, and they haven't provided any productive, responsive information, it's time to move forward and sue them. Okay, that's just my suggestion, but you can do what you want to do. Let's see here. TV shows. What TV show do you have? I need to subscribe. You are a dreamer and you're asking for food stamps will affect you when you get residency. I really can't answer that question right now because it's only a proposal. Nothing's passed. And let's say Republicans want to add something to it. It could affect you. So I really can't answer that question right now. It's too early. Sorry. Wish I could tell you. But I can tell you in general, I think I posted last week, President Biden, told his Department of Justice, his legal team, to not pursue the public charge lawsuit that Trump started. Okay, and that was in the Supreme Court, and so the Supreme Court dismissed it. So we're back to the old public charge rule, which is not in a discriminatory way. So as far as I know, but if you want to ask very specific like that, you want verification, TV shows, fill out the intake form below, and we'll get back with you. Ace Gotti, you're 20 years old and in the U.S. for 3 years and 7 months. Okay, so as you enter the U.S. at the age of 16, can you be helped by the Dream and Promise Act? Okay, so you entered 3 years ago, so you wouldn't be eligible for DACA itself, but based on that basic information, it seems that you could be eligible. Of course, we'll need more information. It's not just based on your age. There's a lot more, like, for example, do you have a GED, you have a high school diploma, are you enrolled in school right now? There's just a lot more questions that I can't go through in the live show, but please fill out the intake form down below. Okay, Ace, we greatly appreciate it. Tommy, you're welcome. Chef Tejas, any update to the I-130 green card spouse visa? So I believe, Chef, if I remember correctly for you, that maybe it's you or your spouse is abroad. Please let me know which consulate you're waiting on. Let's see here. So if you're waiting on, so if you let me know that, then I can kind of give you an idea or check at least if about the interview, if they're opening up, you're at your consulate, okay? Let's see here. I realize now I've just reached over 30 minutes. So I know I have a lot of questions left, but I can't get to them right now because I have to go to a consultation. I have to honor that time, just like I would for you, my friends. If you want the free 15 minutes, special offer for y'all. So call or text, preferably is call, and fill out the intake form. Our cares team will get back with you. But our next live show will be Tuesday, and please stay tuned. Also, please like our Facebook group. Join our Facebook group. Here it is right here. Here's our Facebook group. So find that, okay? Or even if you just type in green card guys, you should be able to find it. Go there because pretty soon in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to start doing live shows almost every day just for that group, okay? So it would be probably shorter time, but it'll be every day for that group. So please, that's exclusive for members of my Facebook group. All right. Nice to see everyone. It's been a pleasure. Please continue wearing your mask. Check out our video from late last night about the bill that passed, and it goes into more detail. But again, until next time, please continue wearing a mask. Take care now. Bye-bye.